شتان بين النور والظلماء شتان بين الرشد والإغواء.
And the Prophet ﷺ said, when my ummah will have 15 characteristics, then the adhab of Allah will descend upon them. Halla bihal bila. Then the adhab will descend upon them. إِذَا كَانَ الْمَغْنَمُ الدُّوَلَ. When the people's wealth will be usurped by those who are in authority, those who are rich, they will take the general masses of wealth and they will regard it as their own. And you look today, you look in Pakistan and the India subcontinent, people will fight an election, they will spend 5 lakh. Why? Because they know that when they become the MNA or the MP or the councillor, they will take 50 lakh. And nothing will go to the general public. Nothing. And the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the corrupt get corrupter. This is what happens. إِذَا كَانَ الْمَغْنَمُ دُوَلًا وَالْأَمَانَةُ مَغْنَمًا. And when people will regard amanat, when they are given a trust, they will think it is their own wealth. They will not give it to anybody else because they will regard it as their own wealth. And you see this all the time. Really, when the government gives money to organizations, it lines their own pockets. The general public never see this money. And this is amana. This is a trust. وَزَكَاةٌ مَغْرَمًا. And when people will regard zakat as a tax, they will regard zakat as a tax. And you see this. Then they will make the most wild excuses that they can. When General Zia made it a law in Pakistan that every person, their zakat must be taken from their bank, what did so many Sunnis do? They became Shias. They became Shias. And they wrote that we are Shias. When zakat becomes a fard upon you, it is no longer your wealth. It belongs to the poor. Don't you forget, whatever you have is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how often do you see Muslims, people who go from England and they go to their country, and in one day they will blow thousands of pounds. Thousands of pounds in one day. And in that very same city, in that very same village, are people who are chronically ill and they don't have enough money to buy the medicine. There are parents there who don't have the couple of £1,000 or the few £100 to marry their daughters off. And these people will blast thousands of pounds in a day. And when it comes to zakat, a zakatun maghraman, they will regard it as a tax. How often do you see people from here who go to India, Pakistan? What for? For dog fights. And they spend thousands of pounds on a dog fight. And in that very same place there are Muslims who don't know where the next meal is coming from. There are Muslims in Nigeria who are starving to death, and you are spending thousands of pounds on dog fights. But when it comes to giving zakat, you regard it as a tax. The Prophet ﷺ said, when man will obey his wife and he will disobey his mother, when he will be good to his friends and he will throw his father far away. And you see how many people today, they're the murids of their wives. They're the murids of their wives. And they totally disobey their mothers. Why? Because they're infatuated with this new love. Your wife has rights and your mother has rights. They both have rights, and it is imperative upon you to fulfill the rights of both and not forget any of their rights. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, وَإِرْتَفَتِ الْأَصْوَاتُ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. And people will forget the sanctity of the masjid. They will shout in the masjid. Voices will be raised in the masjid. Janab kya. You will forget the adab of the masjid. And voices will be raised. People will fight. They will forget the adab. They will fight in the masjid. But really it's even past that now. You look at places in the world, people are scared to go to the masjid because they fear that they may be gunned down. And they have police standing outside the masjid 5 times daily salah. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, وَكَانَ زَعِيمُ الْقَوْمِ أَرْذَلَهُمْ وَأُكْرِمَ الرَّجُلُ مُخَافَةَ شَرِّهِ, that the leader of the qawm and the nation will be the degenerate, the scum, the most self-centered person. He won't be concerned about anything. He won't be concerned that he will have to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will be subservient to others other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, when alcohol consumption, but ummah will begin to consume alcohol, and men will begin to wear silk, and people will begin to listen to music, and they will hire women to dance and sing. And you look today, you look at many countries, what do they have? They have Ganjariya dancing. They hire women to dance. They have music. It's a norm. You know, there was a time when our weddings were plagued with Hindu customs. We would have the mehndi, but because now we're Westerners, aren't we? We're Westerners. So therefore now we need to have the stag nights. We are women where alcohol is consumed. These are prophecies of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَلَعَنَ آخِرُ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ أَوَّلَهَا. And those who will come at the end of the ummah, they will curse and abuse those who came at the beginning. And na'udhu billah, how often do you hear people saying that Abu Bakr and Umar were munafiqs? How often do you hear people saying, slandering, saying that Aisha radiallahu anha was an adulteress, the most beloved person to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How often do you hear people saying, oh, Imam Abu Hanifa, he only knew 17 hadith. He only knew 17 hadith. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you will have these characteristics, فَلْيَرْتَقِبُ إِنْدَ ذَلِكَ رِيحًا حَمْرًا. Then when this happens, وَمَسْخًا وَخَصْفًا وَزَلْزَلًا. When you have these characteristics, then wait, the azab of Allah will come. You will have earthquakes. And understand, when the azab of Allah comes, it takes everybody up. It doesn't spare anybody. It takes the good, the bad, the evil, the young, the old. It takes everybody up. It spares nobody.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما